I'm going to go over selection 2, and I'm going to do a Knights deck with the Brawl deck. I would have been able to buy the one for fairies, but I didn't find Shalane, so I'm like, whatever. I'll just wait to see if I get the other two or not. But I'll get them as a pair or not get them. And I have been looking at this deck over the course of the week. It's a much more linear deck. That's usually what happens with tribal decks. So this is a Knights deck. The deck itself that came from the Brawl deck has some equipment. So it's really all about landing your knights. Let's get back to Syr Gwyn. Syr Gwyn has you, with equipment you control, have equipped Knight 0, which is really, really good. I mean, this deck has a fantastic, I think it's a fantastic combo. I would love to pull it, which is the one with Colossus Hammer, because it's got an equip of 8, but it's an equip of 0. If you have Syr Gwyn on the board, you drop it on something for 1, and it equips +10/+10. Even though it loses flying, who cares? It's going to be a beater. So I love that combo in this deck. The deck has 36 permanents. I'm sorry, I keep saying permanents. I really mean non-lands, because instants and sorceries are not permanents. So I'm looking for 24 things to add, just like in the case of Corvold. I'm keeping the deck as is. I will have a brief description of the mana base the deck came with at the end. I better remember that. And then, of course, in what will probably be the third video, given how Corvold played out, I'll crack 4 more packs for the next round. I think I only have 1 more round left before Theros 2 hits. Not just because I'm out of packs, but because I really don't want to crack any more packs, even if I had them, before Theros 2. And then these are the cards that I have. Now, I've built many, many decks already in this sequence of deck building. And every single time that Nahiri comes out, I'm like, oh, Nahiri would be great. But you know, I have sucky equipment. Actually, this is the deck for Nahiri. So Nahiri is absolutely one of the 24. And I also have 1 more equipment that is not in the Brawl deck, and I'll put it in. Also, I have 2 legendaries that are in white-red. Of course, this is a Mardu deck, white, red, black, and they're both absolutely in. So, of course, I already have 2 creatures and 2 non-creatures to add. And if we count the creatures in this deck, there are 4, 8, 12, 16, 17. There are 17 creatures. I think they're all knights. And so, yes, of course, it'd be great. So 17 from 24, that means you've got 7 that are really not put in because you put in equipment for them. So I think I only really need like 8 or 9 more knights. So I'll think about that as I look through the cards. It's a very good selection of knights. I'm not going to read them. This guy is fantastic. This guy I would take out, and I will take out at some point when I have enough knights. At some point I am planning to take these selections outside of standard. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. I'm going to wait all the way for the core set next summer to come out. I'm not sure. This guy is pretty good. Played him a lot. I didn't have this one, Destroy Target Artifact. I like that a lot. Of course, the Corpse Knight, the corrected one, the 2/2. I don't really like this. Toughness is equal to the number of knights you control. That's kind of not that good if you get wiped out. But it's nice that another target knight gains indestructible. It's all right. This guy is the real winner, of course, because it's going to boost all your knights. Then, yeah, a flyer. We've seen these cards before. Menace. And other knights you control get +1/+0. That's pretty good. It's all of them. That's great. Pinger. You draw a card. Flying Haste. I would take this guy out if I had better knights. The same with this one. It's got double strike, but you have to put a weapon on it. I mean, otherwise it's a 4-2-3 double striker. It's meant to have a weapon on it. Tax, you may pay 3 if you do. Yeah, creatures you control instead of just one creature. That's very nice. This guy is the all-star, of course. Don't get tired of playing him. And this is definitely what I think is a junk rare because it's an equal number of creatures you control. I've loved this characteristic of a creature, but it never really pans out. Never has for me. Okay, so then the weapons that we already have in this deck are okay. This one's okay. This one's really good. Equip Knight 1. I mean, that's fantastic. Talk about being made for a Knight's deck. This is just okay. And yeah, same here. So these are all pretty casual equipment. This one's pretty good. I wish it would create a 1/1 Knight, but it's a white soldier. And then this is another one of the good equipment in the deck. Yeah, you put a charge counter whenever you drop a critter, and that increases the equip. It's equip 0 if your Syr Gwyn is on the board. Then it's got 2 of these double cards. They're both white-red fight tricks. So we'll think about that when we try to expand on the deck. Of course, I'm only looking for 24 additional cards, and everything that came with the deck stays. An Exiler, that's good. Very good to be able to get rid of a creature or enchantment. And then, of course, the card that makes these decks get bought out all the time, $10 card for all commander players. And then something that gives your creatures +1/+1, basically an anthem, and you get to pick, which is fantastic. Then you can kill something, ping because of knights, and you can reanimate for 8 a knight in your graveyard. Tap all creatures your opponents control. That's very good. And then you gain a bunch of life. This is more like a balance type of card. Yeah. Alright, so that's the deck. Again, we're looking for 24 cards, and we already have 4, so we're only really looking for 20 more. Now, the question is, how many creatures other than knights? Now, the knights that I have that are in addition to, or cards that prefer knights, I don't think they're that great, but they're all in because they're knights. This guy is in. Then the Goblin Knight is in. The Rimrock Knight is in. This guy is not that good, even though I used him in the pre-release to win. But generally, he's not that good. A flyer, an okay flyer, and another okay flyer. Creatures you control get +1/+1. It's alright. Can replace itself with a token. That's not bad. And then this one is not a knight, but as a sorcery you can create a 2/2 knight, so I count it as a knight. Right, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all common, 8. So I've added 8 knights, and I've added 2 more creatures. So I'm already up to 10, and I think I said with the knights that I already have, that puts me up to 27. That's pretty good. I think I only really want to take myself to like 30 creatures, 30 to 35, but not a heck of a lot more than that. All right, so I'm gonna go look through my creatures in here and see what I've got that is stellar. Okay, and also I guess of course I need to look at where what my mana curve is like. So that's a 3-drop, a 4-drop, 3-drop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, and 5. It's spread across. So I can pick, I don't know, 3 more creatures and I'll be done. I would say, yeah, so this is 3, 6, 10. Let me go for 4. 4 good creatures. Go to 14. 14 and 17 is 31. Yeah, something like that. Okay. When it attacks, it pings. Alright, but not crazy. Now, a flyer with lifelink, that I like, so I'm going to put it in my list of, like, I really would like to include this card. First strike and mentor. Okay. Death and taxes, trick, and replaces itself. That's very good. The charming princess always. Charming. Yeah, you can save something by exiling, flickering. Replaces itself. That's really good. This is nice, but not necessary in this deck. Has mentor, gets +1. You can make it bigger. That's okay. Another creature or planeswalker dies. You're not on sacrifice, even though this is a fantastic card. Upkeep, you may sack a creature. We're not sacrificing anything in here. Replaces itself, but it's a little weak as a 2/1. Now this one is good, so I would put it high on the list. Riot, target creature cannot block. That's good, but I'm not. I really want flyers, things that are really outstanding. I'm not on life gain. Each opponent discards a card and you gain 3 life. That's really good. I'll put it in the consider. Destroy clause is good, but I'm going to pass. I really want flyers. This guy is good. Yeah, so I'll put it in the list. Oh my god, this guy's fantastic. No, not really. And yes, that's okay, but I'm not going to do that. 6/5/5 flyer. Each white creature, we're not on white creatures only. Other creatures you control have vigilance. That's very nice. And then enters the battlefield with X counters, protection from multicolored. That's very versatile. Okay, and then those are the lands that I would be considering. So those are my creatures. So I would say I would pick 4 from here. Now, when I was going through, I could see things that obviously I really wanted. So I really want this guy. That's number 1. I really want this guy, that's number 2. And I want this guy. That's number 3. And I think a big angel at the end of my curve would be nice. Or this card. These others, they're all good, but I'm being horribly picky here. And so I'll say the Charming Prince is not charming enough here, and I'm not going to go for any of these cards. But I think between these 5, I think for now I'll put them in, and then after I close out this video, I'll do a creature count and think about which one I want to get rid of, or remain with the current creature count and go into the non-creature selections, and then maybe come back to the creatures. But so far, this is what I have. So I have knights for sure. No matter how sucky they may be, they're knights, and that's something that I don't really like about some casual tribal decks. This guy is here because he's good. Here because of a knight and a knight. Here because it's good. Then another knight, another knight, another knight, and then 5 super good critters. Okay. Flying, cost of sacrifice, flying, and total versatility. Alright, so I'll do some counts between this video and the next, and then I'll start up with the non-creatures, knowing how many creatures I have.